Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. By my side is Ruru, who is holding space for us this evening. Aren't you, good boy? He's going, "What? You're putting me to work?" Well, it's okay, Rue. You don't have to do any work this evening. Just be yourself. And please, just be yourself. We are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the top signs that you're an ancient mystic or that you may be an ancient mystic, how we can discover our superpowers and begin to use it, why you're here during this time. We'll have a Q&A just before the end, and then we will do a mystic superpower meditation at the very end. This is going to be a fun filled about 90-minute time. With that said, I feel like we get to start with a little prayer. So this is something, don't be scared off by the word prayer. Before every single one of my interviews, and before every single one of my classes, I always do this quietly. But tonight, while Ruru is preening behind me, I feel like doing this out loud. So, what I'm going to do is call in the angels, call in the archangels. Feel free to replace these words if you want to say it yourself with wisdom, source, God, universe, Jesus, Buddha, giant cheeseburger in the sky, whatever you desire. But here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Mother Earth, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guides, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help us to have the most amazing YouTube event for you, to have the most amazing YouTube event for me, to have the most amazing YouTube event for Ruru, and for our highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? I'm Michael Sandler. I'm your host on Inspire Nation. If I didn't mention that before, tonight we are going to talk about woohoo, a little over the top energy wise tonight. I'm just very excited. We also have some amazing news we'll be sharing as things come along. It's been a really, really cool time. I know, Rue, it has been. Tonight, we're going to talk about the top signs you may be an ancient mystic. And on that note, I'm sure there are people here tonight who are in our Wednesday night School of Mystics. We meet 4 Wednesdays a month. This month, well, I had my roomie book here. It's now hiding in the other room. This month, I will be channeling. I channel a different mystic or guide each month. Last month was Lao Tzu, author of the Tao. This month will be Rumi, the most amazing Sufi poet perhaps ever, certainly of the 12th and 13th century, an incredible mystic. And we are going to be talking about reunification or coming home to the divine, coming home to source, coming home to who and what you were, you are, and you were always meant to be. So I'm going to be channeling Rumi. It's going to be some amazing teachings. There are some incredible homies who you'll see here tonight in the chat room. And so that will be starting this Wednesday night. And Allie can put there in the chat. She can put the link. We have many members of our dream team here this evening. She can put the link in there so that you're going to be able to join us. With that said, let's transition into things. So if you go out on the streets today, if you go to the store, if you go to the bank, if you go to work, or in my case, recently going to a medical facility, nothing wrong, but going to the doctor, you hear some really weird things these days. Truth be told, we hear really weird things all of the time. It just seems like they're even weirder now. So, a very brief bit about my history. I have had two near death experiences. And for some reason, I feel like saying thank you. And I'm not saying thank you as in, it's awesome. We shall all have a near death experience. Please, you do not need this. Courses like this, or like our classes, or like this YouTube live event, can help you to get the same wisdom without the whack. All the wisdom, none of the whack. Whack's no fun. But with that said, and it felt like I got whacked with a 2x4. After each one of those near-death experience, doctors told me that I wouldn't be able to be all that I am now. In fact, going back to a kid, this was like the greatest cracking open of me. 10 years of age, racing down the street on my Huffy 56 Thunder. Babysitter's cousin. Why am I racing the babysitter's cousin? Why am I not at home because there's a babysitter watching after me? Oops. Babysitter's husband, uh, uh, friend, cousin. That's what it was, cousin. Hits a rock, hits me. I go flying over the handlebars, and I have surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. And 5 or 6 surgeries in, at age 12, I'm told that there's already arthritis starting in my knee, that I'll be lucky to be able to run by the age of 18, that I have problems with arthritis in my knee for my entire life. In fact, they had taken out the ACL at the time, they didn't replace them. And I was told I'm hosed. I think that was the technical term. It didn't feel right. I actually went on to become a professional cyclist. I went on to do speed skating at the Olympic Training Center. I went on to all sorts of cool things. My wife and I wrote Barefoot Running over a decade ago. Everything they told me was wrong. But here's the key. There are so many things you're hearing right now that sound wrong. They sound like they're coming out of an alternate reality, like, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. That can't possibly be true. I'm gonna adjust the camera here for a second. There we go. And so your heart, your soul knows something's not right. What you're hearing isn't true. We just don't realize that this is because we woke up in another lifetime. We were quite awake, in fact. And this time we've been given collective amnesia. Who am I? Why am I here? Why do I feel so lost? Why do I feel so lonely? Why am I an empath in a world of people who just either don't feel or crush me with their feelings or hoover me with their feelings? We all have collective amnesia to help us to evolve and grow to a point. Now, snapping the fingers, is that point. Now is the time where we're collectively supposed to wake up to who and what we truly are. And there are signs. This COVID time is providing plenty of signs that things are flipped upside down. The political crisis, political climate, we'll call it that, worldwide is showing us that things are flipped upside down. The current state of economics and top-down wealth is showing things are flipped upside down. Recycling, you name it, the list goes on and on. None of it makes sense. Designed to wake us up. On top of that, I just had the most beautiful, incredible interview. It comes out a week from Tuesday with Cynthia Sue Larson on the Mandela Effect. What in the world is the Mandela Effect? Luke, I am your father. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? If you build it, they will come. It turns out, if we're to believe now, mirror, mirror on the wall was never said. It was magic mirror on the wall. Forget about all the times you said it as a kid, or may have said it as a kid. Luke, I am your father. We've all heard that. No, actually, it's no, I am your father. And Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams, which I went and visited this year. If you build it, they will come. It's actually, if you build it, he will come. What? That doesn't make any sense. These are all wrinkles in the fabric of space and time. It's called the Mandela Effect. These group hallucinations, group memories is what they are designed to wake us up. And they're coming with greater and greater frequency to help us remember who and what we are and wake us from this dream state. In essence, you and I, and Rue, for that matter, are living in a matrix. but not a matrix of lizard or reptilians trying to keep us down. Who knows about that? But I'm not going there tonight. It is a school where we get to grow and evolve that has been, for whatever reason, for our highest good and the highest good of all, stuck at a very low level vibration, not to oppress us, not to keep us down. Although they're individuals who are, shall we say, playing their roles very well, which make us feel that way. But again, it's roles. This is a school. This is also a play. But we are here incarnate at this time. It feels like Twilight Zone. It feels like Matrix because it is. We were brought here at this time to awaken. And just the fact that you are attracted to this tonight means you have been awake before. And we need your super skills now. Sort of like if you're attracted to a Marvel comics or any, and I'm not a violence guy, but any of the Marvel movies where we see the superheroes wake up from their backstory, there's a reason for that. You are the superhero. Your time is now. So the first thing we need to do is acknowledge these feelings. Whoa. I love him. These feelings inside of you are real. I talked about in another show where signs that you may have may be a mystic or a mystic in training. And I talked about a song that I used to sing or not sing, hear as a kid. Nobody knows what it's like to be a bad man, to be a sad man, to be the man behind blue eyes. Because I was very sad and lonely and felt out of touch with everyone around me. The reason I did is because I've been here before and been here before and been here before and been here before. And like the Mandela Effect, I remember that on some level. And so now makes even less sense. What do you mean, mirror, mirror on the wall isn't what was said? Doesn't make any sense. And that's what's happening with you as well. You have been here time after time after time. And so a lot of us who've been here time after time, we go, well, then make this the last lifetime. I don't want to have to go through this again. What do I need to have? Enlightenment? Is that what it's going to take to leave here? Actually, chances are no, because enlightenment is to fully awaken while you're here. But when you're awake, it actually becomes fun. Doesn't mean there aren't challenges, doesn't mean that there's not the day-to-day grind, but you get the big picture and it sets you free. I don't know if I call myself enlightened. I'd certainly say I'm awake. I'd certainly say I'm a mystic. And life is really fun. Really, really, really fun. Does it mean things don't stress me out? No. Does it mean people don't say really whack things and I go, what in the world? Or it hits at a core wound? No, no, no. It will still do that, but without the bite behind it. The mass delusion no longer makes sense to you once you wake up because you've been here so many times before. You've seen this so many times. And so it doesn't have the bite. So what sets you free is not dying one more time or reaching enlightenment, dying, and then never coming back. What sets you free is waking up during this lifetime and saying, one more time, waking up now when the whole world is changing. Never in the history of humanity has the world changed as much as it's changing now. Everything is accelerating on a crazy, beautiful, amazing pace. So it's important to understand now is when we want to make up. Make up is when we want to wake up. It's interesting. Jessica, my wife, if you're new to the channel, also known to me as Pookie or Pookstar. She's been upgraded. She's amazing. We had an ayahuasca ceremony with a shaman years ago, and I watched her morph and transform into an old indigenous auntie, a power woman from the Amazon. It was really, really cool, and she felt it as well. So this was a group sensed experience. And she spoke to herself, her present self, as this wise auntie who said, "How many more times are you going to need to go through this until you get it?" This is so key for all of us. How many more times are we going to go through this existence in a state of amnesia to there being something greater going on before we get it? We think this world is real. We think this table is real. We think this microphone is real. Now, certainly with the laws of physics in this presentation, it's going to hurt like heck if I trip and bump my head on the desk or on the microphone. No doubt about it. And spirit is real. My spirit's real. Your spirit's real. Ruru's spirit, maybe Elvis, certainly real. These things matter. However, the big picture is not what we believe it to be. The big picture is not the big picture at all. We get wrapped up in the traumas and dramas, of this lifetime. And the traumas and dramas will suck you down into the muck and mire deliberately to keep you from waking up, to keep you from remembering who and what you truly are. You are a mystic, or at least a mystic in training. You have been an ancient mystic before. So, the things that take place that disturb you aren't meant to make you go, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," to where you forget who you are, but to go, "Oh my God, oh my God." Basically, to grab at this golden thread from up above, bring it down centered into your heart. This is a technique I teach in the School of Mystics. You grab this thread of, "Oh my God," you drop it down into your heart. You get in alignment. And you can literally say, "I get it. I get the cosmic joke. This is a wake up call. It's so completely insane. It must be to wake me up." And it is. So here's how I see things have gone down. And I've had past life regression, hypnotherapy sessions where I've seen this. I've also seen this in meditation at this point. Before we come, and we've been here thousands and thousands, actually, it's a lot more than that, an infinitude of lifetimes. In ayahuasca, I had a guide with me, and I think it was my first time traveling or learning from the plant medicine. And I asked my guide, "How many lifetimes have I been around?" I thought, "Hey, let's try this thing out." And I was given it came to me in visuals. I was given the representation of a lifetime being a room, and the room was kind of this mosaic tile room. It's really cool. And I was shown one mosaic tile room, and then another mosaic tile room, and then another, until each lifetime started to become like a domino. And it started to fill up. It did this Fibonacci sequence, the divine number sequence of nature. And it started making this spiral, and then another spiral, and then another spiral, and then another, and then another, until I'm shown an infinite number of tiles and an infinite number of lifetimes. That's you as well, my friend. You have been here an infinite number of lifetimes. Not all of those lifetimes have you been awake, but it means you have been an ancient mystic. You have gotten this before. You just have never been here yet at this time when you're needed this much. And so, after your last lifetime, if we're going to follow a linear progression, and I won't get started on time not being real and how that all works. However, if we're going to follow the basic linear progression, which is what we work with in this earth lifetime, this earth school here, then after your last lifetime, you met with a council of elders before you came back here. You chose what you wanted to learn. You chose in some ways what you wanted to do. And the council of elders gave you a wake up call and said, "That's great, Michael, John, Jane, Jacob, Rue, Maria. That's great. You'll sleepwalk until X, Y, or Z. You'll sleepwalk maybe even your way through X, Y, and Z until the time is right for you to wake up. That time is now. That time is today. The fact that you're attracted here now is so that I can help you wake up from the dream world. I'm here to help you awaken. Your job will be to help you wake up others. Our School of Mystics is designed to help you to wake up at the highest level. And that's what the Mandela Effect is. It is designed so that you will see these things and wake up. You're in the dream world, Neo. But the thing is, you, you're the one. We are all the one. Like Jessica in ceremony. How many times are you going to go through this before you get it? How many times are you going to suffer before you get it? How many times are you going to be stuck in the drama and trauma before you get it? Because this ain't real. I don't mean if you fall off a building, you're not going to die. I don't mean that. Although you're eternally going to live on. But it's going to be like hitting the reset button on a video game before you get what you were meant to do. If you feel like you've gone through this before, you have. If you feel like everything that you've been taught or told is plain wrong, it is. There's a brainwashing. If you feel like there's more to your life than what's been going on, I feel stuck. I feel like my life is serving no purpose. It's because it served the no purpose. I'll put that in quotes because everything has meaning. Not a ray of sunshine, not a drop of sunshine is ever lost. But if you feel like it didn't matter, it's because what is coming as of now, this moment, as you boom, wake up. This is where you get to play the game. If you feel like you've been controlled or manipulated or overwhelmed by the system to keep you from waking up, and that's a huge one. Overwhelmed. You're stressed, you're worried, you're anxious, you've got too much going on to think about a spiritual awakening. That's by design. Have you ever had a dream where you saw yourself in a past life, or saw yourself able to fly, or saw yourself with superpowers, or you saw yourself being able to see into the future, or saw yourself? I had a dream this morning. My bike went off of the cliff. And I sat on the bike and I got myself centered and I said, "Death is not real. This is going to get really interesting in a minute." Oh, I woke up. That's what we all get to do. Those dreams of greater lives, those dreams of superpowers, those dreams of being able to fly, those dreams of being able to see into the future or the past or have knowledge, they're real. They're here and what we were. And once we step off of the holodeck, they are who and what we are. So it's not a far-fetched statement to say that you were meant for greatness. because no matter how stuck you are, in fact, let's challenge that. First off, there's no such thing as stuck. Where you are is like the tip of an iceberg, and there's so much growing underneath. But if you feel stuck, I'm going to say congratulations. Congratulations. Why? Because you're frustrated. You're upset. You might even be, there's energy coming up through me, angry as a mofo. There's a technical term. Because there's so much energy moving through you now, building up that says, I'm not going to take it anymore. And you're going to wake up and go, none of this has made sense for a reason. Going back to my life, I was trying to make it as a professional cyclist. I remember racing bicycles in Europe and I got injured. I was waved by a safety official into an oncoming car. How does that happen? Closed race course, waved by a safety official. It's safe. Come through the turn. Vous allez. Ooh. Oof. How does that happen? I came back. I felt completely lost. I got a great job in business. I never felt like I fit in. I was still doing coaching on the side. I never felt like I fit in. I had limos, I had everything. I was in the fashion industry, but something felt out of alignment and I felt lost. I went to grad school. I got a couple amazing degrees. I was even writing a book that went on to be a niche little bestseller. I felt lost. Maybe you feel that too. Maybe you feel like there's something more meant for you, something more meaningful, but you don't have a clue what it is. It's because there is. Key secret. Don't let anyone put you down. Don't let anyone tell you you're not, because that's part of the system to keep you in sleep until you're ready to wake up. It's by design, not bad people. Automatons is part of the game. But now is your time to remember. So if it feels like no one else can relate to you, that makes sense. You're a higher level, higher resonant, higher dimensional being. It's not meaning that you're better than anyone else, but you've played this mystic game before. You were brought here to help others, not to look down and go, well, I'm here to help you, you poor little cretin. No, everybody's an equal. Some people, though, have been through around this more than others. Yeah, Michael, but you said we're all infinite. Yes, but not infinite lifetimes here on earth. You have far more experience. You're a wayfarer. You hold the light and lamp for everyone. How does it get any better than this? You're an ancient mystic. You're not stuck in an alternate timeline where it seems like the Twilight Zone, where it seems like everything is wrong, although it is kind of crazy out there, isn't it? But that too is by design. You were sent here to, boom, wake up first and then help others to wake up. How do you do this? By remembering that this is a dream world, first and foremost, most important first step. In fact, we had a brilliant interview with Dr. Michael Lennox last week on dream interpretation. Highly recommend you go back and see that, because as you start to recognize what's going on in your dreams, you realize the dream world may just be the waking world, and that this may be the dream world. So go back, catch that interview. Go forward, and next week, catch our interview with Cynthia Sue Larson on the Mandela Effect. And certainly come join your fellow mystics. Call them MITs, Mystics in Training. Join your fellow mystics in training each Wednesday night, 4 Wednesdays a month, for our School of Mystics. I love movies. And recently I was watching Pretty Woman again. And there's always something really special you can find. First off, I love Chance coincidence encounters. Julia Roberts hanging out on the side of the road. Guy pulls up with a car, fancy car. It's kind of herky jerky. Her friend says, "You take it. You go with this guy." Pretty cool. You look at the making of Pretty Woman, and Julia Roberts wasn't the first, the second, or maybe even the 10th woman who was called in. For that matter, Richard Gere wasn't the first or second or who knows what. Supposed to be Burt Reynolds and I think Molly Ringwald. What kind of movie would Pretty Woman have been then? There's a mismatch. But all of this happens for a reason. I consider this, I don't know much about Julia Roberts' story, but I consider that the breakthrough performance. Before that, I'm sure she felt like an incredibly special person trapped in a mundane life. The role she played is an incredibly special person. I have trouble with that word tonight. Person trapped in a mundane life. That's probably just how you feel, like an amazing, incredible person who has so much to offer, so much to give. There's so much more for me. I didn't come here for just this. But you feel trapped in a mundane life. So if you feel like something there was something more for you, like your soul is screaming at you and is going, wake up. It's because it is. Get yourself into the School of Mystics or get yourself into automatic writing. Shameless plug. Learn how to do automatic writing and communicate with your higher self, with you on the other side of the veil. Dive into dream interpretation. Understand that all of this is designed to help you to wake up. Every single bit of it. So there's this potential that is inside of you that's welling up. It feels like frustration for myself, if I'm honest, and I am not an angry person, but it feels like a grrr. It's this male testosterone thing. I got a It's this energy wanting to come through me, wanting to be birthed. It's corked up inside of me. It's corked up inside of you too. That's why you came here this lifetime and you have all this energy building up. And you maybe feel squashed down. You may feel you haven't been able to get your voice out. You may feel out of alignment. You may feel you're living somebody else's life. One of my favorite songs or lines in a song is the David Byrne song, Same as It Ever Was. And he's saying, "This is not my beautiful life. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. My God, how did I get here?" That's what we're all saying. This is not my life. How did I get here? And it doesn't mean that I don't love having the most amazing Ruru and the most amazing wife and the most amazing future kids and our kitties and on and our dream team and on it goes. What it means is for each and every one of us, there is even more. So let's understand something right here as we're wake up time. This is a sacred, special lifetime. Never in the history of humanity. And the history of humanity is not what we've been told. And that kind of goes outside the scope of tonight. But we are not humanity 1.0. That takes a lot of chutzpah to think we're the only humans that have ever been here. Go back and read the Upanishads. You go back to ancient India, and what you'll find is these bombing planes that have been written about, have been carved in rock, have been shown in pictures and paintings, that there was even nuclear war here before. There's many civilizations of humanity who have been here before. But I don't believe that any of them have ever reached this point of awakening where they could transcend without blowing themselves up. I know we appear to be on the ragged edge. I believe we've already made it. Where they could wake up enough to transcend to a higher plane. We're there now. Our interconnectivity, our ability to sense others, our ability to be empathic, our ability to understand, even if it feels like raw wounds where salt has been poured in. how many people we have now on this planet, how many shifts and changes we're going through. I believe it is all here because this is the time. And there's a quickening. There's a pulse of this planet that is going faster and faster and faster, where something has to be done, or we're not going to be here any longer. So to me, and certainly that even begets the question of sooner or later, we will be shown that there are certainly aliens, such a negative word, that there are people from other civilizations that are making their appearance known. We're seeing it in the news right now, designed to scare us, but it's actually because higher level intelligent beings, higher dimensional beings, there's the word I'm looking for. Higher dimensional beings are here to help us through this tunnel, through this transition to a higher level human beingness. You are one of the higher dimensional beings. You are not an automaton. You are not a cog in the wheel. You are not a ghost in the machine. You are not simply particles having a human experience. Others will recognize this too. Your job over time is to help them along the way. But first, I have to help you, and you have to help you to, boom, wake up, to recognize this is not all there is. This is where you get to remember you are energy, having an energetic experience in human form. That's who you are. You are energy, having an energetic experience in human form. This is a lifetime where all of humanity gets to remember this. This is where we hit that tipping point and people recognize and remember they are spirit. This is where people wake up and remember who and what you truly are, who and what they truly are. This is the lifetime where you've been gifted the opportunity to take back your superpowers. Have you ever had a chance to play a video game where you learned there was a way to cheat? There was a back door. There was a way to collect extra gold. There was a way to not die. There was a way to get extra weapons or whatever the game is of your choice. You found a way to be something more. This right here, right now, is your way. Once you start taking back your superpowers, once you begin to fully wake up to this as a dream world, once you choose to embody the ancient mystic now in the present time, what I call becoming a modern mystic. That's why I started this school. School of Mystics is really the school of modern mystics to help everyone to wake up. First off, to help you live here and the other side of the veil, to help you recognize who you are, to help you discover your greatness. And as you do that, you begin to play the highest level game because you are set free. You learn there's a back door in the video game called life. And you get to play. And if this sounds like a bit of a rally or a call to action or a Michael in an unusual rah-rah moment, it's because it is. Because I'm here to tell you, you're here for greatness. You're here for the most amazing things. You're here to help. Now, I've heard it from Dr. Stephen Greer, who is a UFOologist who's talked with higher dimensional beings who say it's a 10% that we get to reach. Cynthia Sue Larson says it's 10%. Catherine, not getting her last name right now, who also UFOologist, 10%. And on it goes. There is this critical mass of humanity, probably about 10%, where if we are all awake and vibrating at that higher level, all of humanity shifts. It's the same thing as when water goes from one state to another. It doesn't happen gradually. A watched pot never boils. You're watching the pot. It's tiny little bubbles, it's tiny little puddles, and then it seems like boom, all of a sudden the whole thing flips. Energetic states. That's what happens with us as well. You don't say. I hope you guys could hear that. That was so cute. We are at that critical mass. You are part of this amazing 10%. Maybe it's actually 1% right now. Maybe it's even a tenth of a percent. Hopefully, a lot more than that. And so, just by being you and playing you awake at a higher level, you begin to transform everyone around you. Now, certainly, I want you to join the school. Certainly, we're having a lot of fun together. Certainly, though, I don't remember it's the red pill or the blue pill. It's not easy. There's the scene in The Matrix where one of the guys who was a good guy who decides to be not so a good guy makes a deal where he will, I think he was going to sell information which was going to get Neo killed, something like that. In return, he'd be made wealthy and he wouldn't remember any of this. In fact, he's eating a steak and he's like, I know this isn't real, but it tastes so good. In essence, it's not easy to want to wake up to the greater reality. But there's something even more special waiting for you. And we can all do this together. You don't need to go it alone. Now, it's interesting. Your family may not understand you or get you at all. The greater population, it seems like, doesn't understand you or get you at all. It's not true. They're getting it. They're just coming along at their own pace. So it's not a game for the meek because the meek are going to say, put me back into the matrix. I don't want to know about it. Ignorance is bliss. But that's not you. It's not a game for those who want to keep their head in the sand, but that's not you. This is a true game or game for true game changers. For those who recognize, like you, there must be something more. I get it. I get it. I get it. This is for people who recognize that I must have tremendous power on the inside, even if I don't recognize it yet, even if I don't know what it is yet. I wasn't meant for this. I was meant for something more. That's because you were here before. That's because you were an ancient mystic. That's because you do have superpowers. It's inside of you. So you get to choose now to wake up. Become the mystic you were. Become the mystic you were meant to be. This is a game for you, for those who you came here now. You choose here now. You're living here now. You came to this YouTube event now, not so you could sit on the sidelines. This is for who it's for. It's for you. If you felt helpless, if you felt hopeless, if you felt the world was just a messed up place, and now you're going, there must be more to it. You are right. Last few notes, then let's open it up to some questions here. Wish Ruru could speak because I've gone on for long enough. As Gandhi said, you came here to be the change you want to see in the world. You literally signed up for this. You signed up, you came here with superpowers to help the world shift, to help the world grow, to help it wake up once and for all for your highest good and the highest good of all. That's why you came here. And of course, that's why I would love to personally help train you 4 Wednesdays a month in our School of Mystics. I'm sure there are people here who can share just how profound of an experience it's been already. And now we're going into Rumi, reunification, or bringing you home to remember who and what you truly are at such an incredible high level. To remember who you were, to remember the mystic you were, to become the mystic once again who you were, who you are, and you were always meant to be. So, with that said, I want to open it up to questions here. First off, Elsa Foston joined the Mystic Circle. That join button you see below, that gives you basically behind the scenes access to all sorts of fun stuff that's going on. Ruru and I on our walks, on our runs, what's going on with Jessica, my latest learning, my latest pondering, what I'm thinking before an interview coming up. Lots of stuff to help you learn and grow. But really, it's behind the scenes fun videos, and it's kind of cool. So that's the Mystic Circle. You'll see that join button down below. All right, let's go to questions. Angel blessings. Michael, how has breath work impacted your life? Have you done breath work? Angel blessings tremendously. So one of our first shows with Patrick McKeon, author of well, he's author of many books on the Buteyko method. I'm trying to see if I can remember the name of his book from Patrick McKeon. Oxygen Advantage, a brilliant book on breath work. Before that, I will really date myself here, Angel Blessings. I was training at the Olympic Training Center, and I read a book in, I think, 88, no, 89 or 90, called Breath Play. That is when I first started into work. I focus on diaphragmatic nasal breathing, which helps calm me down, bring me into a more centered, more aligned place. I love this new watch that I've got from Garmin. Helps me see what my average breathing rate is per minute, and I am continuously work to slow it down. The slower my breath, the deeper my breath, Angel Blessings, the more present, the more grounded, the more I am a tugboat. And so you'll see when I do a meditation, as we will in just a little bit, Angel Blessings, I use my breath to ground all of us, to get in a deeper state of heart coherence and help us all get into alignment. Nadine, I feel stuck. I know I shouldn't feel this way. I don't know if I should go back to sleep. Why am I feeling this way? Nadine, the feeling isn't real. It is designed to keep you from fully embodying who and what you are. But if you recognize, Nadine, that your stuckedness is simply an energy, if you recognize, Nadine, that it's an energy, instead of labeling it, like we can recognize or label an energy as angry or anxious or stuck or out of tune or lost. But if we peel away those labels, Nadine, and we simply recognize it as energy, then we stop judging ourselves for saying, I shouldn't feel this way. We stop judging ourselves for saying, I shouldn't be this way. And instead we go, wow, something really cool is going to come out of this. And then we start to free ourselves to play at a higher level. We start looking at the world differently. We start taking action on what we see. So certainly somebody on one of the future questions was talking about the automatic writing experience. Dive into a process like automatic writing. Start speaking with the other side of the veil. Start speaking with your spirit guides, with your angels, with your inner wisdom. You'll find not only is there no such thing as stuck, but there are tremendous gains going on under the surface right now. So, Nadine, not a bad place to be in, just a bad place for ego, which can be fighting against you at this time. Lisa Buckner, how do you know how to channel? How do you know who you're actually channeling? How do you know who to believe is a channeler and who isn't? Brilliant questions, Lisa. First off, we all can channel. Secondly, I never used to be able to channel, at least this lifetime. Thirdly, I channel like a whiz kid now. Fourthly, it all came out of learning automatic writing and doing it time after time after time after time after time until the voices became very clear and easy to understand. I think fifthly, I can choose who I want to channel and I can get clarity as to whether it's them or not. And I can ask and challenge as to whether it's them or not. And I have a protocol that I go through to ensure that it is a highest level being or spirit that I am channeling. The teachings that I get for each one of my classes, even or especially for this tonight, but in each one of my classes is so profound. There's no way it came from me. I went last week before teaching Lao Tzu on Wednesday. Tuesday night, I read a little bit of the Tao. Wednesday morning, I get up and I go to write and do my automatic writing. And I'm teaching Wednesday night. And I have no idea, Lisa, what in the world I'm going to teach. And between you and me, it's more than a little bit scary. What am I going to be teaching? And I put pen to paper and out spilled the most powerful, profound teaching on the power of tea, spelled T-E, on the three sacred treasures, on how this all fits in together, on what's the difference between tea and chi and how to fill our cup and all of these amazing things that were written about in the Tao. But this is taking it, it's like there was a code in the Tao, and this is cracking open the code and taking it to a new level. I'm going, what in the world? We're all capable of it. It takes some practice. Some people will be better than others and will get it sooner than others, but all of us are capable of this channeling. Elizabeth, and feel free to keep the questions going for a little bit. Elizabeth, Michael, I love your book. Oh, I've been doing it for about a week now. Should I stick with the three same questions or should I start asking new ones? Elizabeth, those three basic questions that you get in automatic writing, stick with for just a couple weeks, then start to switch out that middle question, that who am I question, that you're getting guidance from the universe. Right, Rue? Oh, you're such a good boy. Start to switch out that middle question with deeper questions asking of the universe. And in fact, at the end of the book, there's a 30-day guide, which can guide you through day by day of different questions that you can ask. I'm going to jump to Claire's question now because she's asking, do you do anything special to protect yourself when you're channeling? Yeah, there's a beautiful prayer. I can teach you it right here for everyone because you can use it in so many experiences. I call it G-SPI, GSPI. Here's how it goes. Now, I'm going to pray to God to this, but and I don't believe in a bearded white guy in the sky. Nothing could be further from the truth to me. But I consider God, the Akashic field, the love that is all there is, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. So here's what I write each and every time I go into automatic writing, each and every time I'm in a situation where I want to kind of put myself in this beautiful bubble of love and light. God, thank you for guiding me with your love and light. God, thank you for surrounding me with your love and light. God, thank you for protecting me with your love and light. God, thank you for imbuing me with your love and light. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. G-SPI, guiding, surrounding, protecting, imbuing. And if you want to learn more about automatic writing, we have a live class once a month, along with a whole video series. You can get the video series today. Simply go to automaticwriting.com. Of course, you can get the book, you can get the Kindle. We've been, I guess this week we're down to number 5 at the moment, but we're a bestseller in Angels and Spirit Guides. We were the number 1 book in the world up through last week, and I'm sure it will bop right back up there on Amazon for Angel and Spirit Guides. It's an awesome way to begin channeling. All right. Soul Spa University. Please give me your best energetic advice for mean comments on my YouTube channel. I want to not be torn apart. So I am really big, and then nobody wants to be torn apart. I am really big on going to your angels and guides and asking them for assistance. So call in your angels, call in your guides, call in for protection, call on your guardian angel for assistance as well, and call on them in your own language. And then one of the best ways not to be torn apart is to not resist people who are tearing you apart, but to send them love. So incredibly important. How we shift this planet is not feeding the lower level vibrations, but by using the lower level vibrations as an opportunity to raise our vibration up and raise the frequency of everybody else around us up in the process. So, Soul Spa, you can do this. I send you so much love. And understand those people who are being mean, they're you, not meaning you're being mean. Meaning we truly are all one. They're playing a role to help you, and they're embodied and stuck in their own trauma and drama. So send as much love, kindness, and compassion as you possibly can their way. Just don't hit the ball back. Do not engage. Susie Smith, what do we do next? Understand we must wake up, but how will we know? When do we wake up? What are the signs? Brilliant question, Susie. It means you get to do the work. Do the work with the School of Mystics. Do the work with automatic writing. Do the work walking in nature each day. Do the work in meditation. Start stepping outside of this paradigm of reality and start looking at in a sense from a higher planar perspective. It doesn't even have to do to be a class or anything to do with the work that I do. I'm very biased towards this because I'm very proud of this. But what you get to do is start playing a higher level game. Now, understand, I want everybody to understand, humility is so key here. This does not mean waking up, does not mean you're better than anyone. Anyone. Yeah, but Michael, you say you're a mystic. You say you can channel. You can say you can do this. Yes, I can. Doesn't make me any more special than you. We're all here with these superpowers. I'm just happy to use some of them at this time. But you're pretty awesome too. And so is the street sweeper who may not have woken up at all, although maybe the street sweeper is the most awake among all of us. So we treat everyone with love. So, Susie, how do we know we're fully awake? It's when you can see the perfect, pure inner child, the perfect, pure spirit in each and every one of us, especially the meanies out there, especially the ones that appear to wish you harm, especially the situations that seem the most cruel, the most painful, the most insane. When you can recognize that there must be something more going on than meets the eye and stay in that state, you are awake. It is a process, but you're beginning that process right now, Susie Smith, and that is so huge. And you can continuously ask, am I awake? Am I asleep? It's something that people do in lucid dreaming all the time. Am I awake? Am I asleep? Am I awake? Am I asleep? And the more that you ask yourself that, the more that you are embodying this state. That's why we're channeling Rumi, or I'm channeling Rumi this month, because reunification, this returning home, is so that you stay awake. You stay in this remembered state of who and what you truly are. JT, Do you do the law of three when asking who you're channeling? Just wondering. So, JT, for myself, I don't specifically do the law of three. The most important thing that I will do when I'm channeling, because to me, it is very clear who I'm channeling. But I'm glad you asked, JT, is I am continuously asking, is this ego? The bigger concern to me at this point in the game isn't whether I can hone in or whether I can aim for speaking with Einstein or Rumi or the Buddha or Jesus or whomever. That to me, feels like a fairly easy target to hit if they want to speak back. The bigger challenge, JT, is this my ego getting involved? Is it really the Buddha I'm speaking with, or is it my ego pretending that I'm speaking with the Buddha? And the cool thing to me is so far in all the years I've done this game and taught this game, ego always has to respond if it's ego. It's so cool. And I have caught ego more than a time or two trying to steal in. Although I must say lately, ego has done a really good job at taking the back seat because I've had to channel some really profound, challenging, and difficult discussions with the universe lately. And in those difficult discussions, I worry, is this my ego? Did I make this up? Between you and me, JT, when I first went down this road, which was 8, 9, maybe close to 10 years ago, I thought for sure ego made the stuff up and I dropped it cold. I dropped it for a year or two the first time and then another year the second time before I fully began to embody this and understand this isn't all being made up by the ego. Soul Spa. Dear Michael, thank you. My best friend turned on me last week. Even though I stayed loving, she hurt me. Think you were done. Best energetic advice. Send her love. Send her love, send her love, send her love. You don't ever have to speak with her again. Let her go on her journey in her way at her time. And if she doubles back around, awesome. And if she doesn't double back around, it's still okay. But we get to play the highest level energetic game. Now, for me, if my best friend turned on me, first off, I'm going to go into automatic writing and say, what happened? I'm going to go into automatic writing and say, what can I learn here? I'm going to go into automatic writing and say, what's the deeper meaning behind this? I'm going to go into automatic writing. You can see a theme here. And I'm going to say, what can I learn from this experience? Is there anything that I can do to shift or change this experience? Is there anything I can do to help her at this time? And then I'm going to do about 1,080 ho'oponoponos. I love you. And this is a Hawaiian healing prayer for forgiveness that you're not going to be asking for forgiveness for your friend. You're going to be saying it to yourself, for yourself, and through yourself after you put her in through your third eye down into your heart. And then you let her go and you simply say, I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. You're not saying it to her. You're not saying I love you to your friend. You're not saying please forgive me to your friend. You're not saying I'm sorry to your friend. You're not saying thank you to your friend. You're saying it to you because there is a unity that you and your friend are one. You're helping to heal your heart, which in turn helps to heal her heart and the entire relationship as well. Sarajit. Hi, Michael. How many guides do we have? Ooh, we had a great YouTube event about this, I think just 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we're going to have many more YouTube lives coming up soon on more on angels and guides. Next week we have a really special event, and I believe it'll be the week after next. We're going to do more on angels and spirit guides because I want to give you all of the skinny on it, because the more that we can each connect with our angels and guides, the more we change this world and change it quickly. So I definitely want to help enrich in your life. And that will be, I think, 2 weeks from now. Next week, that's going to be the coolest, biased, the coolest YouTube live ever, in my opinion. And I don't even sneak peek what's coming. It's just gonna be cool. Um, Sarah G, how many guides do we have? Sarah G, we have guides that have been with us since the beginning of time, sort of like your guardian angel. You have a master guide that's been with you since the beginning of time, and you may have a few other guides with you that have been with you since the beginning of time as well. And then you have guides that will come in for specific journeys, specific lessons. It may be a guide for a few lifetimes, or 10 lifetimes, or 100 lifetimes. It may be a guide for only this lifetime, or it may be a guide for only a specific task, the task of doing this event, the task of learning to have the most magnificent relationship with a rooster. It could be anything. So, in essence, there's almost an infinitude of guides continuously going in and out of our lives. And so, the best thing we can do, Sarajit, is A, call them in, B, ask for assistance, C, listen to them, because right now they're basically waiting to help you, but they're stuck on the sidelines. It's why we had a class a couple weeks ago, a YouTube live event, might have even been last week during a giant rainstorm, about having a boardroom of guides and joining the boardroom on your life, on the other side of the veil, meeting with all your angels and guides on a daily basis in order to be able to work with them on your life, to take them from the unemployment line and put them to work, which is what they want to do to support you, which helps them on their spiritual evolution and growth. Because guides are growing just as much as we are. Um, are having more number of guides a good thing or a bad thing? There's really no such thing. There's not a I have more guides than you have. It's which guides do you choose to call in or choose to work with? Do our guides feed on our energy? No, they are not feeding on us. Okay, here's what I get. They get happy when we're doing well. And so they're there to support us, and they will be energized, not hoovering us, but by helping us. So you want to do a good deed, call in your guide and ask for help. Um, Lily, Michael, when did you wake up? Lily, it's been a gradual process punctuated by several very severe blows in life. And I still, you know, I'm not a Buddha. I am as flesh and bones, as learning as the rest of us. But I am far more awake as to the understanding the machine that we are in, understanding what's real and what's not, understanding our role in this game. And that was several very profound near death experiences, followed by diving into automatic writing on a daily basis and basically going to school each and every day with my angels and guides. Um, Jennifer, hi from Maine. I love Maine. Great to be in your energy presence. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I feel like I can't seem to have the breakthrough. Living feels so hard and painful on top of painful issues. Will I ever break free? Call it in, Jennifer. Yes, you will. Angels, guides, light workers, please help me to have that breakthrough experience. Please help me to get to the other side. Please help me to move forward to where I don't feel stuck and spinning my wheels. Jennifer, dive into your angels and guides. Dive into the work and understand the breakthrough. Let me teach you something very important here, Jennifer. A mantra that I feel is so important because uh, usually the most dangerous word in the English language begins with a B and is slightly different, but breakthrough might be the same. Never, my recommendation, if you want life to keep from being too interesting, please try to refrain from the use of the word bored or boredom or saying, I need a breakthrough. Because be careful what you wish for and what you ask for. Instead, ask to take a giant accelerated step forward in my growth for my highest good and the highest good of all, or something better. I love that. For my highest good and the highest good of all, or something better. Here's the prayer or mantra in the most kind, gentle, easy, good fashion possible. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. This is so mission critical because if not, you may experience that near death experience to help you with your breakthrough, but you don't want that because it hurts. And there are ways to get this, right, love bug? Where perfectly put. Kitty, counter, everything went crashing. Where you're not going to have so much of a cleanup in aisle 3 afterwards. All right, next question from Mrs. Brown. You guys rock tonight. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Mrs. Brown, please can you tell me what it means when you are and you feel oh when you feel a puff of air has been blown on your arm and face. That's angels. Plain and simple. That's angels letting you know their presence. I take it can be a puff of air, but it can also be like a feather has brushed up against you. But that is your angels, Mrs. Brown. And excuse me, when the angels come by, when you feel their presence, ask what they have to share. Now, I will say this. If you're hiking down the trails and you get blown in your arm and face, that's angels. And it could be the angel of the wind, but it may just be giving you a sign and symbol to turn around. So be very aware that wind is different than a little bit of puff of air on your arm or face. Wind is an amazing messenger, harbinger, and guide to help us in shifting directions. Erin, I followed your advice the other night and asked my angels to speak to me in my dreams, even though I never dream. That night I had a nightmare. What happened? Erin, awesome. Go back and watch the show from last week on Dr. Michael Lennox. Nightmares are not bad. They are incredible teaching tools. I hope you wrote stuff down because there is so much that can be learned out of a nightmare. So much clarity when you begin to dive into this. Don't treat the nightmare as I did something wrong. I'm on the wrong path. I'm in danger. None of that is true. But there are profound messages hidden in that nightmare. So I hope that you wrote it down, and then I would go in and listen to Dr. Michael Lennox's show. If not, I would keep asking for advice in your dreams. Bear with me, everybody here. Excuse me. Take a sip of water. Just me. Are you familiar with Peace Pilgrim's work? Just a very, very little bit. Who else is old enough or lucky enough to know of her? So I definitely know of her, but I'm not familiar with all of her work. Lisa Buckner. Question. If my higher self sets up my circumstance, then what if I want to get rid of my soul contracts? Fake or not, I'm done. Thank you. So, Lisa, your soul contracts, which don't have to come to you in the hardest method, are you on the other side wanting to help you learn lessons here. We can renegotiate how those lessons come to us. That's where my mantra, kind, gentle, easy, good, comes in. We can go into a hypnotic trance-like state. We can go into a state with somebody who can take us through regression therapy. We can go with a shaman and get to the other side of the veil, for instance. And we can help make these learning's easier in a sense to renegotiate. But what beautiful things you're here for, you're here for. And Lisa, one of the greatest understandings is the old adage, we're never given more than we can handle, which means that the things that you say, I'm done, this is too much, this is over the top, means that you can handle. You're an ancient soul. There's so much you can handle and so much you're here to learn at such a deep, high, profound level. That's becoming awake, is recognizing the ghost in the machine, recognizing that all the crap I'm going through, you're not an elevated solar being just because you're a millionaire or a billionaire or what's coming next to trillionaire. That has nothing to do with how elevated your consciousness is. It's how much do you get to work through this lifetime. And on that, you're going through this and working through this in spades, Lisa. How does it get any better than this? And I'm not making light of any of this, Lisa. Sarah, how do you work through any resistance you had? Have Michael around stepping into what you're doing and sharing your knowledge and stepping into your soul purpose. My fear is huge. Michael around stepping into. How do you work through any fear resistance you have? Lean into the fear resistance. Sarah, write about the fear and resistance. Imagine that the fear or resistance is a dear friend. Ask your fear and resistance question. Take in your fear and resistance. Make buddies with it. Go for walks out in nature and talk to your fear and resistance. The more that you can bring in this fear and resistance, the more you learn from it. So the what we resist persists is true. So instead of resisting, lean into. Or stealing a phrase from Ram Dass that I love, snuggle up with your fear and resistance because it's here to teach you. So the concept that my fear and resistance is keeping me from my stepping into my soul purpose may actually be your soul purpose. Key understanding, key difference here, Sarah, is the very thing that we think, well, it's keeping me from being on track, may be that you are exactly perfectly on track. William Tell, what is the difference between calling on your guides and conjuring? Sometimes disembodied spirits or other consciousness can manifest. How do we navigate? So conjuring to me, and there's all dark magic and all this stuff, and I'm not going there. When you do a prayer like G-Spy, which I mentioned earlier, when you surround yourself and embody yourself in a bubble of love and light, now you're only going to the highest level spirits, the most higher dimensional or highest dimensional beings. That's where you want to play the game. Don't go to the Ouija board. That's where you bring in anything. Instead, you do a protection prayer. Instead, you surround yourself in a bubble of love and light. Instead, you call in God or source or universe or the highest level being you can. And then you work from that higher plane or playing field. Go. Can you tell me what you think about Lorna Byrne and her connection with Angel Michael and guardian angels? She says she sees angels every day. Normal? Thank you. I believe she does. I believe that we all have that ability to, if it is for our highest good and the highest good of all. Meaning, I have seen angels before. I don't see angels on a regular basis. If I did, I'm not sure I'd be able to function unless that's exactly what I'm meant to do. For instance, I'm talking with you. If all of a sudden an angel comes by or starts flying by or sits next to me, I'm going to be distracted. So we are given our unique abilities based on what's best for us at this time and what's best for our path. Lorna Byrne, an amazing teacher who needed those abilities to help her do her work. Perfect. Might be the same for you as well. But we're given what we're given for a specific reason. It is there and accessible to all of us, but for it to be there and accessible on a regular basis, if it's on our soul path. Last two questions of the evening. Soul Spa University. Thank you. I was in automatic writing last night while in intense pain, and a ladybug showed up. Do you feel that's something special? Are you getting anything by chance? Ladybugs are awesome. They're spirit, they're angels, they're by your side, letting you know, plain and simple, that everything is all right, that everything is all right. I think it is incredibly auspicious when a ladybug shows up. We've had one a couple times in the last week, and I can't recall the last time before that. So I think it is huge. Now, for me personally, I try not to go too nuts about it, but everything has significance, everything has meaning. Before Cynthia Sue Larson's interview this Thursday, we were setting up, and I'd never seen one around here. A red cardinal landed right in front of me and kind of preening itself in front of me outside the window. And so I had to ask Cynthia, "Hey, Cynthia, is red cardinal mean anything to you?" And it absolutely did. So there's no happenstance when animals or creatures in the natural world show up before us. There is a reason. Last question, and then we're going to go into a meditation. DG, do you think we can have a lucid dream that does not make sense until 25 years, as time is not linear? Oh, this happens all the time. So we could have a repeating dream that takes place over 25 years, or we could write down a dream that only now begins to make sense. Yes, time is not real. Yes, things that happened 25 years ago can have a direct impact on now. Or here's the mind bender, DG. You could have a dream now that actually affects the you of 25 years ago. Without getting too bent upside down and backwards about this, the best way to play this game based on this is to begin writing letters to your future self to help understand things. So you could write a letter to your future self about this dream. You could write a letter to your 25-year ago self about this dream, but you can play with these alternate timelines by connecting with yourself at other periods of time to learn about yourself and learn specifically about this dream. With that said, I'm going to take another brief sip of, I guess it's actually Moroccan mint tea. I can't believe that Rue has been preening himself for over the last hour. He's been quite the preener here tonight. And then we're going to dive into a little meditation. With that said, do come join us Wednesday night. Oh my God, is it going to be a special class? And then there's going to be something shared. There is really going to be a special class. Do come join us for our YouTube live event a week from tonight, which I think is going to be profound. There's going to be tears of joy. It's going to be really, really cool. And if you're interested, learn automatic writing. You can go to automaticwriting.com. You can get the whole video-based program in a live class with me in just a few weeks, or you can go to Amazon and get the book, get the Kindle, or go to your local bookstore, pick up a copy there, get a second copy, give it to somebody in need, or put it in your local library. Let me take a sip here. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. So what I'd like you to do, sit up good and tall and close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose, down to the belly, up and out through the nose. In and out. As you breathe in, smile in and out. See if you can smile a little bigger on the next one. In and out. Now, as you continue to breathe in and out, smiling bigger and bigger each time, I want you to imagine that we are all holding hands together. You put out your hand to the right, hold the person next to you to the right, to the left, hold their hand as well. Notice how much everybody is beginning to get an ear to ear grin as we breathe in and out together. You feel a sense of peace coming over you, a sense of calm, a sense, even if for just a moment, that everything is all right or perfect right now, just as it is. Feel free to repeat after me 3 times. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. As you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to look deep up into the heavens, which is really looking deep inside your soul, and ask Spirit, Spirit, please show me a lifetime when I was awake. Please show me a lifetime when I was a mystic. Please show me a lifetime when I knew far more than I appear to know now. Perhaps you see yourself in a distant land, or feel yourself as a powerful mystic, or simply just sense that you once were. You can call these powers back to you. You can call back in this understanding, this wisdom, this knowledge. Feel free to repeat after me. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, guides, and light workers, here for my highest good and the highest good of all. I call back in and ask for your assistance in helping me retrieve all of my superpowers, all of my wisdom, all of my knowledge, my understanding, and all of the kindness, compassion, humility, and unity I once and forever had and have. For now, moving forward, and always, for my highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better. Feel yourself bathed in a sense of love. Feel yourself glowing from the inside out with this beautiful, brilliant blue light. This is the light of remembrance. This is the light of transference. This is the light that connects you to who and what you were, who and what you are, who and what you always will be. And as you see yourself filled with this beautiful blue light, you are recalling all of your superpowers and understanding to this lifetime and to and for the here and now, to help yourself, to help your family, and to help everyone for your highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better. So feel free to stay in this state for as long as you would like. I would love, love, love the honor of helping you rediscover your mystic self coming this Wednesday, along with Rumi, and the next Wednesdays to come. And certainly keep doing what you're doing and keep on shining bright. Love you guys so, 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 so much. Boy, are we going to have an amazing class Wednesday. Something I'm going to be sharing with you guys. It's kind of mind-blowing. And next Monday's YouTube Live is going to be at a whole different level. Love you guys so, so much. Have the most amazing evening ahead. Thank you to the Dream Team. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Bavik. Thank you, Anis. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Liz. Thank you to Aya. Thank you to everybody on our Dream Team. Thank you, Rue. Thank you, Kitties and Lovebug with her sound effects. And who knows what I get to clean up over there. And thank you for being you. You're awesome. You're rock. You're special. And we need you. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Oh, there's the join button down below. If you want all the behind the scenes goodness, feel free to click that right down there and become a member of the Mystic Circle. I'll see you guys next time. Keep on shining bright. Woohoo! Love you guys.